Hi there, Fiona Whitten from Oakville Crafts here, and welcome to the second of our virtual card and Cuppas for February. Just bear with me for 1 second whilst I double check that this is going out live. It should be. Looks like it is, which is all good news. Yep. Okay, great. So this, where do I start? Well, I normally start with the kit, but these are the cards that went to the Card and a Cuppa this morning that Carol very kindly hosted for me over at the Home Grange Craft Village. So we meet twice a month on the first and the third Wednesdays. And everybody gets to order in advance their kits. There are 2 kits for the month, for the first and the third Wednesdays, as I said. And the cost is £5. If you want them to be posted to you, then I ask a nominal £1 towards the cost of the postage. So these are the ones that were taken as samples for this morning, and I'll go through those in a minute. But first of all, I'll show you what was in the kit. So there's always an envelope. So that's just a normal C6 sized envelope. And obviously there's always a card base, seeing as we're making cards. And this is a piece of Orchid Oasis, which is one of the 22 to 24 in colours. So this colour will actually sadly be leaving us at the end of April, just so you know. In fact, all of the 22, 24 in colours will be leaving us at the end of April, because there'll be some new in colours coming. So if this is your favourite, then I would suggest you grab hold of your annual catalogue, write all the numbers down for everything basically. So when I say it's retiring, it's not just the cardstock. It's the ink, it's the blends, it's the refills, it's any ribbon or any other embellishment that has an in colour in it, then they will be leaving us. But anyway, so this is half an A4, so the other half would have been here. So it's been cut at 14.9 and then turned and scored at 10.5 centimetres. So that's the base card. There's a piece of basic white that is for the inside of the card. I always like to put something white inside, unless of course I'm using a basic white or very vanilla card base, in which case they don't need an insert. There's another piece of basic white that has been embossed. Now this embossing folder is called the Softly Sophisticated, and it comes as part of a bundle in Celebration, and I'll show you more of that in a second. So we've got that. We've got a piece of, this is Meandering Meadows paper. It's a 6x6 pack that you'll find in the online exclusives. It's not shown in any catalogues. So you will need to go to oakvillecrafts.stampinup.net and then find the online exclusive so that you could actually purchase this. And this is now saying that it has... oh, I really do dislike this at times. But hey, I'm just going back in again just to make sure that it is still going out live. Which I believe it is. Yes, I think it is. So, so that's the paper. So there's 48 sheets. So they're all 6x6. There's a lot of colours in that, obviously, because you've got it's all scenery. It's very pretty. And then on the one side and on the other side, it's sort of very arty. So you've got washes and all sorts of things on the other side. But I'm going to probably stick to the Meadows side. There's a square, which is, I have to remember, it's an 8x8 square of basic white, which has been die cut. Now these dies come as part of the Everyday Details bundle, and I have actually shared already details of that, so I will link to that video when this all comes to post. There's I say tiny piece. It's a piece that is 2 by 5.5, so that can be used for a sentiment or something else. And then there's also a piece of Orchid Oasis Baker's Twine. So this comes as an in-colour set. So everybody's got a piece of it because we're only going to tie a little bow. So if I just show you, I'm going to show you quickly. So this is the Softly Sophisticated stamp set that we're using today. That's the embossing folder that has been used to emboss the paper. So it embosses like that. Well, this is actually, you put it through like that. So that's the embossing. Now these come together as a bundle in the celebration. So this is a celebration bundle, which you will find towards the back on page 14. So you'll see there's the stamp set, and there's the embossing folder. So they come together with a £90 spend. So you get the two together. Sadly, they're not available individually. That they do come together as a bundle. So that was those, and then I also used. So the dies that we used come from the Everyday Details dies. So this is the stamp set, which I've used quite a bit. So I used this quite a lot with the Flight and Airy paper, which is also a celebration special. And these are the dies. She says, oh, here we go. I was panicking then, thinking where on earth have they got to? So we've got both rectangles and circles. So I've used the circles, and there's differing sizes. So the first size is by far the largest, so it will just cut out a circle with all those holes. The next size is the one that was used for this. So not only does it cut out the circle with the holes, oops, like that, but it also cuts the little holes on the outside as well. So this is like a 2-in-1. And then the next size, you've got just the outside again, so you would have a blank inside, so it would create just one of these, and whatever you've cut it from doesn't have any of marks on. And then the same thing works with the rectangles, except that for the rectangles, the first one, the larger one, is the one that works like this. So it cuts the circles on the outside, cuts the inner, so that you do get a rectangle, and then the piece of the piece that comes out will also then have the dots on, all the holes in. I think someone's used this and not out on all the bits. I would advise, if you have anything like this that has dots and little things that come out like these tiny little circles to create dots, make sure that you regularly poke out all the bits. You can either use a pokey tool, or you could use the brush end that you can get for the take your pick tool. Only because as you sort of use it, you'll get more and more bits stuck in there, and then it becomes almost impossible without a lot of effort to be able to poke them out. So I do always ask my ladies when they come to class to make sure that they do poke out all the little holes and bits and things. Otherwise, the next person using it won't necessarily get a nice clean cut. Right, okay, so these are the cards that were made as the samples. So this is what I call the throw everything at it. So we've stamped the image onto that circle. So we have, actually I just realised that that's the yellow, and I don't think I brought the yellow with me, but that's okay, I'll sort that out in a minute. So we've got Orchid Oasis as the flowers and garden green for the leaves. So we've glued the embossed piece on. Well, actually, before you glue the embossed piece on, glue the paper on and then trim it, because you will find that the paper in the pack is actually slightly longer. I'd rather give more rather than less, so people can decide whether they want more of the meadow or more of the sky. It's only a little bit, but hey, it can make a big difference. So glue your paper onto your embossed piece first. Trim it as necessary, whether it be top or bottom or a bit of both, and then glue the whole thing onto the base card. Now the square was glued onto, the image was stamped, and then this little piece has actually been poked through the holes. I don't know if you can see, but it's just, rather than using a mini glue dot, I've just literally put it through the 2 holes, and there's a one in between there that's, I think that gives it a nice bow. And then that's been added with dimensionals, and then on the inside we use the other flower image. So that was the first one. I'll put that there for a second. The second one, we turned the paper over. So again, glue it onto the embossed piece and then trim it. A different image, so the image that was on the inside of the other card was stamped, and this time we actually put a sentiment onto that small piece of basic white. So this is glued on and this has dimensionals underneath it, and then I'll stamp the image for the inside. This one's slightly different again, so it's surprising just how many things you can come up with just some circles and some paper and some cardstock. So this time around we stamped this little images, so it would have been, let's find the stamp set. It was these images, so they're just one image. So I'm stamped off first and then stamped around on the square, and then stamped the sentiment, that's in Memento, so that's Tuxedo Black. Glued everything together, paper and embossed piece, and then this piece here that has all the little flowers on, it's actually been raised up, so it's on dimensionals, and then that has just been glued through to the base. And then again, before you add this, you need to add your little bow, because there's nothing worse than trying to get a bow, thread it through whilst it's already glued on there. So do that before you add it to the card front. Failing that, if you've already added it, then you will have to use a glue dot. But by threading it through the little holes, it makes it more secure, less likely to fall off. Not that, I mean, glue dots are really quite strong, so it's not going to take, they'll stay on. And then obviously we're going done the inside of the card again. So those were the 3 cards that went to the Card and Cuppa event this morning. I'm now going to make a 4th one, and I need to decide what to do. And I'm actually thinking that I may well, seeing as all those 3 cards are portrait, that I might turn the card over and do a landscape card. Now it does mean that we're going to have a smaller piece of this paper on here, but hey, so be it. I'm not adverse to chopping things up. That's what makes things interesting. So I think I'm going to put that on, but I'm not gluing it yet because I need to decide what I'm going to do with this paper. So I'm going to add that, I think, here, so that we've got Meadow on it. Now I know we put that on top, and I know we've got a space there which we don't really want to see, but if I add that on top of it, and then do I want to put a sentiment on as well? See, we can go completely mad with this. Maybe I'll move it over a bit. then that can go there. That's a bit more even. Right, okay, so first of all, I need to glue this on to the embossed piece. So I'll do that. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to put on that circle. Let's see now, if I add that to there like that, if I use this as a way of figuring it out. So if that fits neatly in that corner, if I put this to 1, 2, 3, the 5th little square along, which should be 2.5 centimetres, then I know I can get it nice and square. Right, glue. Got to do that now. I'm going to have mostly the Meadows, so I think we're going to lose the top. So I'm not going to bother putting glue on the top of it. I'm going to use this, make sure that's back in that corner, all nice and square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to go there, and that's going to go there. Like so. Because this is a raised, it's quite a 3D effect on this. Sometimes you need a fair bit of glue just to make sure that it does get into these little well bits. Oh, and I managed to get glue all over there, so I just need to make sure that I can take that off in a minute. Let's cut that off because we don't need it. Like so. Oops. Let's put that out of the way. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to glue that to there. Then it doesn't matter if I go over that. So if you find that you're a bit generous with the glue, especially if you've got you're using grid paper and stuff, you could always just put a scrap piece over the top, and then you know it's safe to actually place that there, or let it dry a bit and use one of these glue erasers, which sadly Stampin' Up no longer use, which is a shame really, but hey. Right, okay, so now we're going to put this on. I also need to decide whether I'm going to add a bit of twine, and if so, where. Let's see. Now, I kind of need to look at this, and that's I think that's the centre one, so that means I need it to go through the other side. Did I say that was a centre? So that could go through. Sometimes you have to cut a little end off just to make sure that it's blunt, and then it'll go through. Yay. And then do the other end, this time making sure that you miss that middle one, and then go through the next, like so. There we go. So now I've got the ribbon on. Well, not the ribbon, the twine. So I'm going to tighten a bow. You can tie a knot first, or you can just tie the bow. It's really up to you. I think I will tie a knot first because it just makes it easier, less likely to come off as well. Just like that. And then do bunny ears, as I call them. So I teach the kids to tie their shoelaces. Dear, right. And then you're going to have to mess around a little bit with it just to make sure that it's going in the right direction. But I will do that in a... Oh, I think I might have got it now. sort it in a second. There we go, that'll be fine. So that's going to go on here. That's going to go on there. I think I need to move that back that way. Just want it so that you've got it's showing through on those dots on the left hand side, like that. So, oops, something's glued to the base. Okay, so this is where I wanted to do it. Have I actually put them upside down? But no, I think they're all right. Okay, right, so now we're going to stamp the that circle. Now we could put a sentiment on it, but I think I'm going to stamp an image. Now the stamp set, the softly sophisticated stamp set is photopolymer, so it's clear, which is nice because you can see exactly where it is that you're stamping. And this is a 2-step stamping set. So there are images that are designed to specifically go together. So we have this one, which is the leaves, and then this one here, that one with a larger flower on, is the one that is designed to go with that. I'll just try and find a block that's not so big, like that. Although this should just about fit in. And I'm using Stampin' Pierce Nap because these are photopolymer stamps. You want something that has a little bit of give on it when you're stamping. And let's make sure I've got it the right way around. So we've got garden green for the leaves. Just clear that out of the way so that I don't end up making a bit of a mess. So do garden green for the leaves, like so. Okay, actually, whilst I'm at it, I think I will get the piece of white for the inside of the card, and I will do that too. So remember, we're doing a landscape card. So need to make sure that the piece that's going on the inside is landscape and not portrait. That would be a bit of a, well, it wouldn't be a complete disaster. You just got, your leaves will be just going like that. So that's that. And let's do the envelope whilst we're at it. There we go. So that's all those bits stamped with the garden green. The next we're going to stamp the flowers in Orchid Oasis. Now let's see, if I ink this up you will probably see it a bit better. Oops. So you'll find that there is this little bud here, which is the bud that goes onto this space here. So that's your way of lining things up. But I just need to have this so that I can see what I'm doing. Right, let's go for it and see what happens. There we go. Let's do it again on the envelope. Making sure that there is ink on all of the stamp and not leaving a little bit on the side there's nothing on. That would be a bit of a disaster. Not very good at going back over stamps. Right, that's that one. And then the one for the inside as well. Sometimes it's actually easier to move your cardstock than moving your stamp around. Right, that's that. Let's close that, put that out the way so that I'm not going to put my fingers in it. Okay, so we have, bring everything back. That's going to go on the inside of the card. This is going to go on here. Need to make sure that it's even top and bottom. That's going to go on here. You know what, I'm not even sure about that. I think I might take that off for the time being, whilst I finalise everything. So that can go on there. That's going to go on there. Sometimes when you're so close up to it, you can't actually see how it looks. That's that. So I'll put that there for a minute and then I can actually see on the thing. And then that can be sentiment, which I think, where did I do with that stamp set? Here we go. It's just big enough to put the hello there on. And then the question is, what colour do I do it in? Black so that it really stands out, or Orchid Oasis. Let's put that on there for a minute and then pick it up. Excuse my hair. Come off here. Like that. Could do it green, I could do it Orchid Oasis. Well, I'll do it in Orchid Oasis and see what it looks like. If I'm not too sure, I can always turn it over and try the other colour. Making sure I've cleaned the stamp, of course, in between. Right, let's see. Hello there. Let's put that on there. Put that out of the way. And it could go there. Could go. Okay, right. Let's stop the faffing and actually start putting together, and then maybe I'll be able to figure it out. So we're going to add this to here, trying to make sure that the top and the bottom and the side are sort of equal. And put some glue on here. So there's the good old Tombow glue. Right, there's no going back now because I've put all this glue on, and so once it's glued down I will not be able to put that bow on. But hey, well, I could, but it would have to be glue dotted. Let's try and get this on as far as possible to get. That's that. So that's there. That can go here. So that's going to hide that white underneath. I'm going to use dimensionals for that. Until I've been using these because I've been cutting all the edges off. Sorry, I just need to make sure that I've got this so that it is good. That's going to go on here, like so. And then I have the sentiment to go on to. Right, stick this to the card front first. And then I can't change my mind. Try and get that central on the card front. So let's glue that on the inside. Like so. Oops, it's not very good. That's that. And then we just got that way or that way. Actually, I quite like it there. So what I'm going to do is put a dimensional on one corner, so one end. Oops. Here. And then and down in that corner there as well. It only needs a little bit though, so I need to just cut a bit off. Or cut a dimensional in half, or even use a little one. My mini ones, but I don't know, so I'm just going to use a bit of this. So that's there, that goes in the bottom there. Take that off. So there's nothing wrong with putting your sentiment over part of your image and having it sort of coming off, just so long as you make sure that you've got your dimensionals and in the place that you want them to hold that piece up properly. So if in effect I've got a dimensional under that corner and that corner is glued direct to that. Okay, so I've not used the little bit of twine. I don't know that I will. Let's see if I do a quick bow. Amazingly enough, it might actually work as a bow, except for the bit of dimensional backing. So I could put that on one of these, but actually I don't think it needs it, not bow-wise anyway. I think it might need a bit of bling, so maybe that's what I should do. I should put some bling on. I've got some of got some basic rhinestones. And I've got my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to use the putty end because this is great for picking up. You just basically touch it and slide. I think I might need to put a large one on somewhere. I've got 3 on, but I think I need to put some more, so let's 4. Where should I put the 5th one? I think there. Right, okay. This is one of those things that I would say don't think about it, just do it, because if you start thinking about where you want to put your rhinestones or whatever gems that you're using, you either end up with far too many or something that it's got things too close because you've thought too much, and you don't really want them too close to each other. It's quite nice to have them spaced out. Right, so I think that is it. So this is my 4th card. It is landscape rather than the other 3, which are portrait. So the other 3, which are the ones that went to Cuppa this morning, look like that. And then this is the 4th one. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed that. So I said, don't forget, today is the last day for ordering your kits for March. The 27th is the last day for ordering booking onto the March all-day class, which is on the 23rd. And celebration ends in just over a week, on the 29th. So we've got 8 more days of celebration. And excuse me, don't forget the fact that the 2022 to 2024 in colours will be going at the end of April. So if there is a colour that you really like, then now's the time to think about ordering those bits and pieces, and then also why not take advantage of celebration too. So anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll be back next week, same time, with a stamping and creating. And in the meantime, have a good week, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.